Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss the new topic that is known as letter writing. In this topic we are going to study what is letter writing, why it is required, how to make the perfect letter writing in technical drawing sheets. Now first thing which we must know, that is what is the letter writing. Now I am showing you an industrial drawing sheet. In this industrial drawing sheet there are a number of things which we have to write using letter writing, like the dimensions, like few information regarding the part of the object. When we have to give detail in the title box, this part is known as title box. All the information like scale used, quadrant used, name of the company, engineer, date of manufacturing, and all other information is recorded in this title box. Now whenever we have to write all these things, we cannot use our own style of writing. We have to use the letter writing for these. Now the question is why it is required. Everyone is knowing how to write A to Z and 0 to 9 numerals and alphabets. But even then, why we require the letter writing? Now the technical letter writing is required for standard format, acceptable worldwide, and for understandable to every engineer. Now I will give you one example. Let's say, what is this? Yeah, everyone is knowing this is a letter A, but what is this? The same letter A. Okay, and then what will be this? Again letter A in another style. And in this way, if I say all these are the letter A, so we are having so many styles of writing A. Maybe you are also writing A in your own style. If we start writing in our own style in the drawing sheet, it will not be understandable by few engineers in few countries. Like China is not using English as their communication language. They are using their own language. Now when we have to communicate with the engineers of other country, we cannot use our own style of writing. So they have standardized all these styles and every engineer has to use the same. I have given you an example. The companies are not manufacturing all the parts in their own industry. They have the vendors outside the country also. So when they have to communicate with the engineers of all those countries, they use the standard formation of letters so that proper communication should be there. I'll make it more clear. Now what is this? Yeah, this is the fruit, pineapple. Now if I say any state or any country, they have given a separate name or different name to this fruit, and if you demand over there pineapple and they give you this, so it means there is a mismatch in the proper identification of fruit. So for proper flow of information, we need to define the proper letter writing. I'll give you one more example. What is this? Yes, the logo of Adidas company. But if I say we get a product with this, now which one is fake? Yeah, very easily you can say this one. But how we identify? This is again the shape of letters. Now what is this? Again a very well-known company, Puma. Now if we get the letter like this, so very easily we can identify. It means these letter writing, they become the identification of few brands also. I think now it is very clear to everyone what is the importance of letter writing. Now come to the next topic, that is types of letter writing. Now we have various type of letter writing. It is given in the diagram. Now it is starting from normal, expanded, compressed, freehand, Gothic, vertical, inclined, single stroke and double stroke. Now I have categorized all these into few subcategories, like these are coming in first category, then second one, third and then fourth. Now we will start with the first category, that is the normal, expanded and compressed. Now what is actually the normal letter writing? We categorize them according to height to width ratio. Now height to width ratio means whenever we have to write a letter, there should be a proper height and corresponding width. Like a healthy person, we have decided the healthy person must have this height and this weight. So letters must have a ratio of height to width, and the normal letter is having 7:5, 7 units of height and 5 units of width. 7 is not mm or centimeter, it is only the unit and respective 5 units of width. Now this one is the expanded. Expanded is having 7:6, means its width will increase but the height will remain same. Expand means when we increase the size. So height will remain same, width will increase. Similarly, now very easily you can say what will be the compressed letter writing. Yes, it will be 7:4. Width will be 1 unit less than the normal, that is 7:4. Now what is actually the height and width? I'm explaining this with an example. Let's say this is an letter A. Now this is the dimension height and this is the dimension width. So we always imagine that we are writing a letter in a box. So that box should have this height and width value. Now come to the next category, that is the freehand. Now freehand means when we are not using a drawing instrument to write the letter. For example, let's say we have to write the letter D. We are not using scale to draw this straight line and we are not using compass to draw this curve. Then it is the category of freehand letter writing. Now next one is Gothic. Gothic means when the thickness of letter is constant throughout. We are not varying the thickness, like in this letter D, here the thickness is less and here the thickness is more. So it is not the Gothic style of letter writing. I will explain this term again in detail. Now vertical and inclined. Now with the same example, it is very clear. I'll show you. These are the vertical and inclined letter writing. The first one is vertical. How we identify? If the letter is having the straight vertical and horizontal line, if it is having 90-degree angle, then we can say it is the vertical letter writing, and when it is tilted at 75 degree, the vertical will become inclined at 75 degree to the base, then it is known as inclined letter writing, and it is just similar to the I option which is available in the Microsoft Word. At the top there are three options: bold, italic and underline. So same, when you select a paragraph you click on the I option, the same, this is the inclined letter writing. Now the next one is single stroke. Single stroke means when we are writing a letter with one flow, we are not writing on the same line again, so that its thickness should not increase. Now this is the example B for single stroke, but when we write the same in double stroke, this will be the letter. Now it is the same like bold option in the Microsoft Word. Now in our syllabus we are going to cover the normal, Gothic, vertical and single stroke. Now we will study about the Gothic letter writing. These are the properties I have told you. Single stroke letters are legible, neat in appearance and correct in style, therefore they are universally used for engineering drawing. Letters having all strokes of uniform thickness are classified as Gothic. The style of letter when the thickness of strokes is such that it can be made with a single stroke of pencil is called single stroke Gothic. Now these are actually the properties of Gothic letters. Now how we calculate the dimensions? When we have to write a letter in question, they will give you either height or width and style will be given. Now how to calculate? Because whenever we have to write a letter, we need two things, that is height and width. Let's say we take one example. A style is given normal and height is given 10. It means to write a letter we get the height, that is 10. We need the second value, that is width. Now how to get the width? Using these two things only, normal and height of letter. I will show you. Normal means 7:5. So height to width is equal to height to width. And we write here the standard value of the particular style, and we write here the given values, like height is 10 and W. We have to calculate the W. So 7/5 is equal to 10 by W and W will be 7.14, and we can go with 7 because it's very difficult to measure 7.14. We can write the letter with 7 mm width. Now guidelines, it is very important thing, so try to understand. First, the guidelines are two parallel, horizontal and light lines. This is an example of guideline. These are very light, horizontal and parallel also. Now what should be the gap between these two lines? These lines should have gap equals to height of the letter. Whatever the height is given in the question, we use the same. Now what is the application of these guidelines? These guidelines are used to regulate the height. If we draw these guidelines with the given height, we have no need to measure the height again and again. Now I want to discuss few points which you have to remember. The first one, Letters are designated by their height. The standard ratio of height to width for single stroke Gothic letters is given below. Now you have to remember this table. What is the information given in this table? This is the standard ratio, and these are the few exceptional cases, like all letters except I, J, L, M, W, they have ratio 7:5. We calculate the height or width as per this value. And all the numerals except 1, it should have 7:4. Similarly I, it should have 7:1. Then the letter 1, it should have 7:3. L and J, that is 7:4. M 7:6, and W, the biggest letter, that should be 7:8. So we have to remember all these exceptional letters. I will talk about all these letters again one by one. Now come to the first letter. In all these letters you must remember the shape of letter. In every letter there are few points which you have to consider while writing. How to write technical alphabets, you have to consider, you have to remember all these shapes. Like in A, it should start from the mid of top to the corners of base, and the joining line should be below the mid. Now this is the letter B. It should have straight line here, and it must have straight and curve part. It is not the continuous curve, it should be the combination of straight and curve part, and two equal parts above and below the mid. Now this is the C. Again, it should not be the continuous curve, it is having the straight and curve part. This part should be straight, and then this part is curve. Again, this is the straight part. Similarly, the straight part here and straight part. So the complete combination of straight and curve lines. Now this is the D. Same, we can say it is having straight part here and then the curve. Similarly, the straight line. Now this is the letter E. In the E, you have to remember it should have full width at the base. At the top, it is having less than width, and at the mid, it is having half of the width. Now this is the letter F. Now in F, you have to remember straight line here at the mid, half of the width. Now in this, if I say this one is the guideline, lower guideline, and at the top there is one other guideline. Now I have drawn these cross or these other lines just to show you the shape, but otherwise in drawing sheet you have no need to draw all these box lines. You have to draw only the upper guideline and lower guideline. And I have told you guideline should be very light. Now in this letter, it is very clear if you draw this line dark. Now this was the guideline. If you draw this dark, we cannot identify this is the E letter or F letter. So guideline should be lighter than the main letter. Now this is G. It is just similar to the letter C. It is having straight and continuous curve, and below mid it is having straight part up to mid like this. Now this is the letter H, straight two lines and mid adjoining edge. Now this is the letter I. So I is the exceptional case. I is having 7:1. Whatever the height is given in the question, the width of I will remain 1. 7:1, 10:1, 100:1. So it will be only having a straight line. Actually I is not having any width, but we cannot say 7:0. So that is why we represent it as 7:1. Now this is the J, another exceptional letter. It is having combination of straight and curve part here. It must have this edge below the mid, and it should not have any upper cap in technical drawings. In K, straight line here, from the top right corner you have to join a point below the mid, and from lower right corner a line towards the upper left corner. Now this is L, a simple one with full width, straight lines. Now this is the letter M, straight line here. When you have to join the upper left corner to the mid and then again to the upper right corner, you have to take the lines up to base. Mostly when we write the letter, we use it up to half. That is wrong. In letter writing, we have to take it up to base. And this is the next exceptional letter. It is the bigger letter than the others, and it is having 7:6, the normal ratio. Whenever in the sentence we have to write M, we have to take separate calculation for M and for all other exceptional cases except I. Now this is N, straight line, straight, and then again straight as full width. This is O. It is just the combination of straight and curve part. We can say it is just a closed C. Now this is the letter P, straight line here and combination of straight and curve part. In this letter you have to remember this line should be below the mid. This is Q, same like O, only it is having one inclined line starting from the corner towards mid. This is R. You can remember it as the combination of P and K letter. This part is just similar to P below the mid, and this line is just similar to the K starting from lower right corner towards upper left corner. This is the letter S. It may have the continuous curve at the mid. It is just the inclined wave like structure. This is T, having full width and straight lines. This is U, just starting with the straight line and then combination of straight and curve part. Straight line is having very small area here at the base. This is V, starting from top corners and joining at the mid of base. Now this is W, and biggest letter of alphabets. It is having normal 7:8, and it is having all the lines inclined. Remember this, it is not reverse of M. It is having inclined line here. It will go up to full top. Mostly we write it up to half when we write in our style, but in technical drawing sheet we have to write it up to full. Same this part, and then inclined. Now this X, direct joining the four corners of rectangle. Y, in Y you have to remember this intersection point of three lines, it must be below the mid, and this part should be a straight line at mid. Generally we write inclined line here, but it should be straight in technical drawing sheet. This is Z, having full width and straight lines. Now from here we will start with the numerals. The first is 1, and it is the exceptional letter having 7:3. It is having an inclined line. It will start from above the mid and inclined line joining to the top corner. Now this is the 2 letter. It may be the continuous curve, but it should have few straight lines also. This is the 3, 2 continuous curves, but it should have straight part at the mid. Now this is the 4 letter. It should not be started from the full width. It should be having a start line before the width, then an inclined line below the mid, and then a line up to full width. This is the letter 5. It is not having full width at the top, and from this corner it will have an inclined line, then a continuous curve like this. This is the letter 6, just similar to the C letter, but only the difference is there. It will not end up to here. It will have a bulging out curve above the mid, and it will join below the mid here. Now this is the shape of letter 7, just 2 straight lines, but it should join from upper right corner to the lower left corner. Now this is the letter 8, and having 2 equal circles, and it should have a line contact at the mid. Now this is the 9 letter, and it is same, it is just a reverse of 6, but it should be having a curve below the mid. Now this is the last letter 0. Now it is just similar to O, but what is the difference between O and 0? O is having 7:5 normal ratio, and 0 is having 7:4. So when you write in Microsoft Word and you want to identify, O will have more width and 0 will have less width. Now I want to discuss about few rules, very important rules of letter writing. First, the height of all letters in one line should be same. I'm giving one example. Let's say we have written this word lovely. V is having more height. So this is wrong. We should take same height of letter in technical drawing sheet. The gap between two letters in word should be 2 mm. So what is the meaning of this? I'm taking one example. Let's say I have to write this sentence, God is one. In this sentence, all these letters GODISONE individually known as letters, and the gap between any two letter like G and O, O and D, in between these letters it should be 2 mm. I'm representing it with the dimensions, like gap between G and O 2 mm, similarly N and E 2 mm, and in all other letters also. The third point, words should be spaced one letter width apart, and distance between two lines is equal to height of one letter. Now what do you mean by width between two words? Now this God is known as single word, so the gap between God and is means gap between D and I, that should be equal to width of normal letter. If we have a question of 10 mm height, we will calculate the width, it is coming up to 7 mm. So we will take 7 mm gap between D and I as per the calculated width of normal letter, like this. Same Between S and O, gap between two words, that is width of normal letter. Now the gap between two lines, let's say we have written the two lines, God is one and work is worship. Now the gap between these two lines representing with the diagram, this gap must be equals to height of the letter, whatever the height of the letter is given in the question. Now the next point, they should appear upright from the bottom edge except when they are used for dimensioning. Means whenever we have to write, we will write the letter readable from downward, like I have shown you S. We never write alphabet or word like this. Now the next rule, round off the sharp corners wherever necessary. Means like D, it is having the edge at the top and corner same edge at the base, but S is not having any corner, it is having the continuous shape of curves. So wherever it is required, we have to make the sharp corners. Now the next, letters and numerals are designated by their heights. Now I am showing you one practice sheet. I have drawn all the letters and sentence also using all the rules. You can refer this sheet for your drawing. Try to draw all these letters. In this drawing sheet, the middle line is drawn just to show you the shape of the letter. Otherwise we have no need to draw this. You have to draw the upper and lower guidelines only. I have made a video also regarding practice of this grid sheet in which I am writing the sentence. You can refer that for more information. Thank you.